Hello and welcome to my new vlog. It seems that lockdown has pushed many people to either start a podcast or a YouTube channel. I'm doing the latter, but actually I've been planning on doing it for a long time. I wanted to do it as a sort of behind the scenes of what I do for Motorboat and Yachting Magazine as their chief boat tester, take you along on boat tests and sort of peek behind the curtain, but I've never really found the time to do it and get it off the ground. But today personally is a very exciting day because my dad, Fred, and I are heading up to pick up our new boat. Which is really exciting, and I thought the perfect time to start this vlog, which is going to be about what we get up to boating personally, and as I said, also some behind the scenes stuff for the magazine. Of course I'll go into detail about exactly what we've bought later on in the video, but for now, welcome, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, it should be fun. Thank you.
Spot.
Successful toilet stop?
Yeah, thanks. Stop taking the piss.
One of the issues we have is that obviously I haven't disclosed what the boat is yet. Yeah. It's too heavy to tow. I've got a Volkswagen Tiguan, Dad's got a Mitsubishi Outlander, which is full four-wheel drive hybrid, but isn't qualified to tow it, so we've had to hire this. And it's sort of put paid to our plan to tow it to places to use it in the summer for the moment. But that's fine, we'll use it locally. But yeah, that's something that we hadn't actually considered when we bought the thing. But either way, this will get it back, and then at least we can use it in and around Poole. Now, I should point out early on, there isn't going to be boat testing on this channel. If it's boat tests you want, head over to the Motorboat and Yachting channel. I'll put a link at the top of the video and also in the description. This is strictly going to be a bit of personal stuff from me around boating, behind the scenes, as I said. But if it's boat tests you're after, head over to Emily White. So here it is. This is our new boat, the EXO 250. It's a 2015. It's the open version, and it has got a 300 horsepower Mercury Pro 4-stroke supercharged outboard. There it is. Looks immaculate. It's lived in the shed that you can see behind it its whole life, so it's been meticulously maintained. And the thing about EXO, the special thing about EXO is that it uses an aluminium hull. You can see the welds here. But it's got a fiberglass deck, so you have that sort of rough, tough, strong, sort of commercial, utilitarian hull, but then you have a GRP deck. I'll have a really much closer look at it when we get it back down to Poole. But no, we're really excited, and it's great to see it in the flesh. It does live up to the promise of the pictures. We've got Andrew and Hal here, the previous owners. Who have you had the boat from new?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
2015.
2015.
Yeah, yeah. And so at the time, was it your first boat? You had boats before?
Yes, we've boated since I was a child, up in North Wales and then out in Spain. After we got a bit fed up with the wet weather.
Yeah.
And then after the family boats went, my father had a Hardy Fishing 24.
Yeah.
That went, and then we bought a Boston Whaler 16 Dauntless, which was a bit small.
Yeah.
And then, thanks to Motorboat and Yachting,
good plug.
Motorboat and Yachting article in 2015 comparing the EXO to the Axopar. Paragon.
That's terrible, isn't it? I should be more professional than that. Turn your phone off. Sorry, the EXO, the Paragon.
The Paragon.
There's the Draco.
And the Draco.
And there's one more.
It was the
oh yeah, so Axopar, EXO. Yeah, before. Yeah, it was 4. Yeah.
Anyway, we sat at anchor in Spain, looking at the magazine and contemplated. Came back and went down to Wessex Marine to have a look.
What was it about the EXO that particularly appealed?
We particularly wanted a boat that we could tow to Spain every year
Yeah.
for holidays, not to leave out there, but also could be used in Wales. So we wanted something with a really good performing hull,
Yeah.
something that would take some stick.
Yeah,
But primarily, the narrow beam really meant that towing was not an issue, and
Yeah.
it's so light as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
And you know, sort of a typical trip that you do on the boat. What have you done with it?
Mainly local,
Yeah.
although we did one 60-mile trip to the end of the Thin Peninsula.
Wow.
That's a good run.
Yeah, I bet.
The fuel bill wasn't so good. But,
What was the cruising speed on that trip?
well, we generally cruise at about 30 knots.
Yeah.
It's quiet and
Top
Really
speed.
comfortable
Top speed's what?
as well.
46,
top
47?
speed.
So we've seen 48 once.
I think that might have been with the time.
Going down here,
Yeah.
Of course, it's got to be under the 50 knots for the insurance, of course.
Of course, yeah.
That helps
Yeah,
matters a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
But she's just a stunning boat. You know.
One of the reasons is we got this Genocup camera at the moment, and really you're pretty much stuck to pool. But this, in decent weather, we can go Tide of White. You know, it's got that cruising capability.
Yeah.
You can cruise that
It
bit
eats-
faster,
eats
and
the
if it
miles.
chops up a bit, it can still do it.
Yes.
You know you'll get back okay. So that really is what appealed to me. We know how good the hull is.
Yes, yeah.
And they do seem to have blended the sort of utilitarian tough hull with a really comfortable
Yeah.
deck.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you spent a lot of time on it, so you can
Yeah.
attest as to whether it's as comfortable as it looks.
Yeah.
But it seems like a pretty clever and usable layout.
Yeah, and although we haven't used it much, it has got a sort of camber cover, if you like.
Yeah.
That's really taut fitting. It means you can cruise at 30 knots
Oh, that's good
with
to
the
know.
canvas up,
Okay, that's good.
which instead of it flapping around.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah, because a lot of them really aren't up to that.
They are.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
that's good to know. 'Cause, you know, we want to use it. It doesn't have to be sparkling weather. You want to sort of go out and use
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
If you've got a bit of free time, if that means putting the cover up, then so be it.
Yeah, but also it has seat covers for the rear seat and the driver's seat. So if you're getting wet,
Yeah.
I've always been rather painful when it comes to these things. We've stopped in really rough weather to put the seat covers on.
This is what we want to hear. For somebody buying it
Yeah.
off another person, this is the sort of details you want to hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can see how well careful the boat has been. It looks box fresh. It really does.
Well, you won't find any salt in the upholstery zips. I'm
No,
telling you that.
no. I'm sure. I can
My
hope-
girlfriend will vouch for the seat covers. It was she was scared stiff. You know, she hasn't done that much boating. It really, it was a horrible day. And right, stop, everyone, out the seats, put the seat covers on.
I've got a lot of time for that. I appreciate that commitment to keeping the boat in good nick.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks fabulous. And you're upgrading, I understand.
Yes, yeah.
And what's sort of driven you to do that? What are you moving up to?
Because we decided, after our last holiday in Spain, it happened we came across an Axopar 28 for charter.
Yeah,
We managed to persuade them to give us a half day because that's all we got left of the holiday.
yeah,
They agreed. I think my wife and certainly my son's girlfriend rather like this slightly more sedate
Yeah.
ride.
yeah,
Plus the fact we decided that if we were going to go back there again, we would charter.
yeah,
And so the need for a really towable boat long distance
yeah,
really wasn't so necessary.
yeah,
So and given that we're in North Wales,
yeah.
we wanted something with a cabin. We
Yeah.
used to have that with the Hardy.
Oh, okay. So you've got the cabin
yes,
version
it's
of it.
the cabin
Okay.
version.
And is that you've got the sun pad on the back deck or the wet bar or nothing?
I just think that's a little bit of a pain. It takes up the whole of the back, of the rear cockpit. It's only any good for storage unless you're happy with sleeping in a coffin.
Yeah,
It's not for me.
Yeah.
So we've opted for the rear bench,
yeah,
and now it's a relatively new option. They do some forward-facing slot-in
yes.
seats at the stern,
Yeah.
but they also now include a cockpit table.
Oh, that's
as
good.
part of that package.
That's good. That's good.
So the rear cockpits is usable, and obviously the bow as well. So
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
separate. If
It's a
needs be.
brilliantly practical and well-designed boat,
Yeah,
and again, another boat with a great hull. Well, that's really interesting and seems a pretty natural progression, I think.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
Same people behind the brands as well,
Yeah.
so
Yes, yes.
gives you
yeah.
a bit of confidence. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing the story.
Well, just I'll show you. Jack, you see, the lashing goes from there
Yep.
down to just where it's attached there.
Yep. Got you.
So obviously you can't put the cover over that.
Yep.
So it's from there down to the
Yep.
down to there. Right. There's your logbook.
Fab.
That's all stamped up.
Wonderful.
There's your article. And I kept this because I
that's
thought when I
brilliant.
come to sell it.
That is brilliant. Dave's wise words.
Yeah. He said something about it'd be why you'd buy a Nissan GTR before a Ferrari.
Yeah, that sounds like Dave.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's brilliant having that there.
so and the
The MBM test as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Oh no, power button rib. Excuse me.
yeah.
Ooh.
So sorry about that.
no, don't bang.
And there's a bit of something about the ACSR
Yeah.
there.
Fab.
So that's that. Instructions on how to put the cover on.
Yep.
That's important.
Yeah.
If you don't get it on square, you'll
Yeah.
be taking it back off again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's to you, to me. Yeah, a bit at a time.
Got you.
It's dead snug.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that. There's your weights if you need that.
Oh, fab. Thanks.
So that was the Holes Bay, then anodes for the trim tabs and the hull.
Great.
I don't. There is a roll in that tube. There's a sheet of the wrap
Yeah.
about that big.
Okay.
So if you
Yeah.
if you really have a
few
problem,
patches here and
you'd
there.
have to use a specialist, I think,
Yeah.
to put it on. In there, never used it. 130 quid's worth of sealer for the decking.
Okay.
All right, and cleaner.
You never use it just because it's sort of regular maintenance. It stays okay, or
Yeah. But then I thought you ain't. The only problem is anything like that, including normal teak decking.
yeah.
One crisp, you get the grease out of the crisp.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
That, believe it or not, is brake cleaner.
Okay.
That will get grease marks out of the deck.
Okay.
And that was recommended by S-Tech.
That's a good trick. I have heard that one before actually. So
Okay.
interesting. Glad that it works.
So that's that.
Fantastic.
There. These are. That's for the deck at the back.
Okay.
There's two bits of carpet there
Oh, yeah.
to go inside
Okay.
if you're leaving it for service or
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because they've got a nasty habit of
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
taking the shoes off.
Very good.
So they're cut to fit. That's the new radio that we fitted. That's the what I call the day-to-day. There's a set of spare set of keys there. That's a little bottle of model paint that matches the Nextel on the
Very
dashboard.
clever.
It matches quite well.
That's great.
That's the instruction book. Operation manual. There's your
Yeah.
fusion. And this is entirely for my benefit,
Mm-hmm.
a printed copy of the vessel view manual,
It's a very smart idea.
and also a hard copy of that as well.
Brilliant.
Right, little pot of anti-foul for touching up.
Wonderful.
That's the Bimini extension, so that's the bit for the back. That's the primer for the wrap.
Yep.
Okay. That's a spare horn button, which took a
Okay.
right game to get hold of.
I can imagine.
Spare hose for the and this
Champion
came,
shower.
and there's a complete new deck shower unit there.
Right. Okay.
I had to buy a new one because
Yeah.
we bust the lid off and you can't buy them there.
Oh, I see.
And they sent two.
Oh,
And they
okay.
didn't want the other back.
Oh, okay.
So if you
That's-
bust it again,
Oh, that's good to know. You've got to get out of jail free there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whenever you are.
Christ. Some pressure there. Okay.
That'll do it.
Okay.
the strap system is supplied by XO, and you guys have added this.
No, the cover's completely off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not an XO cover. Right, she's all strapped down and ready for the road. She's got to go hitched up, and then we're off back down to Poole. All nice and covered. It's got this cover made to keep the outboard in really good nick, especially as we're travelling with it now on the road. We'll stick that on there, and you've got this travel cover here as well, which actually they had made bespoke because they used to tow the boat to Spain a lot. So that just covers up the whole thing when the boat's on the road.
So we're just sitting off now, so that's brilliant.
Oh, there you go, all hitched up and ready to go. Nothing left to do now but get her back home.
Everything I can normally do it online.
Let's go. Guys, thanks so much, really great to meet you, and enjoy the Axopar.
Yeah. Hope we can catch up again sometime.
Yeah.
Keeping the left-hand line all
Yeah,
the way around.
we will.
So
It's
you're
fab.
messing them out.
Yeah,
Thanks
great
again.
stuff.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Cheers. Great to meet you all. Thank you. Thought we'd take the opportunity to fill up on some fuel while we're on the way back to Poole. Tow's going well so far.
No mobile phones on the forecourt, please.
Do you think that's a mobile phone? I did a Q&A last year on the Motorboat and Yachting channel, which I'll link to down there and up there, which explained a bit about our boating history, how we got into boating. But at the moment the situation is that Mum and Dad have got a Beneteau Swift trawler that was in Portugal, but it's on the way back and is for sale. And what this is replacing is a Geno Camarat that we've had in Poole for the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And we just felt that we're going to be doing more boating in the UK, so time to sort of upgrade the Geno to something a bit more comfortable and a bit more usable. I mean, that's the thinking, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah,
Something
and
with
also go a bit further afield.
Yeah, so that I guess that's the key thing. At the moment, really, we're restricted to Poole and the surrounding area in the Geno. Unless it's flat calm, it would be a bit of a slog to get over to the Isle of Wight, for example. But with this, you've got the cruising speed and the hull to be able to get over to the Isle of Wight, and if on the way back it chops up a bit, you can still just sort of knuckle down and get through it. And there was things about the layout of the deck as well that attracted you, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's a bit more room to relax on the XO, and get a couple more people on, a bit more sociable, so that would be good.
Yeah, and shelter as well was a key thing.
Yeah, the wraparound windscreen looks very good for shelter.
Yeah, as we find you get a little, when you're sort of sitting at anchor on the Geno, comfortable as it is, it's a little bit exposed to the breeze, whereas with this, the cockpit is sunk right down beneath the windscreen, and you've also got the gate through the windscreen and the door, so you can essentially protect that whole area from the breeze. So when you're tucked down using the seating on the sunpad, it should be really nice and nice and sheltered. But as I said, I'm going to have a really good close look at the boat. Could well be on another video now because we're going to be cutting it fine to get back before it gets dark. But I'll obviously go into much greater detail in another video, and then of course we've got the launch as well, which we're very excited about, and getting it out in the water and seeing what it can do. I think it's going to be pitch black by the time we get to the yard. We've got to stop at the house to pick up the lock and things like that for the trailer. But anyway, we got it back, and yeah, safe and sound. Took a little bit longer than expected, but all towed really nicely, and yeah, we're nearly there. But as I said, I think it'll be very dark by the time we get to the yard, so we'll have to pick it up in the daylight, probably on launch day. She's here, she's home. It's been a long day, but a brilliant day. Home safe and sound and ready to be parked up in the yard for launch. We haven't even hit the water yet. It's been a fantastic day. Really cannot wait to get out in the water.